Collector here, and today we are taking a look at part 4 of 5 of the Bruticus combining saga here. This is, of course, the one everybody's been expecting, Combaticon Onslaught. He is a commander class, and yeah, he's pretty big. So let's take a look at the box first. Nice picture of Onslaught right there. You do get his truck mode over there, and you get Brawl and Swindle up at the top, and then Vortex and Blastoff up here in a nice cityscape. He does have 44 steps, and he's 4 of 5. Number 5 being Swindle, who is not out yet, so you will have to wait for that until he is. Nice box. On the side, we get a picture of Bruticus, all combined. We collect them all, 4 of 5 again at the top, right there. Bottom, Age of the Primes, Onslaught. On the other side, you get the 13 Primes, you get Tillar 1. Sorry about that. And you do get Commander Class at the bottom. He's a Commander Class. 2 Primes at the top. Onslaught and all of the 13 Primes up there. The bottom, nothing, not really important. And at the back, you get all of his modes again. 4 out of 5, collect them, combine. You get his combine mode, well, technically his frame mode. You get Blastoff here on the side, combined. Number 2 of 5. You get Brawl in the middle, number 3 of 5. You do not get Vortex anywhere on the box, which is kind of interesting, I guess, because he was released last year. Technically speaking, last year, not this year, so they can't put him on the box as said by the designers, Evan, and I think Mark said it once. Anyway, there's his truck mode, his robot mode on his own, his big long gun truck mode, and his platform with Brawl right there. And yeah, all in all, looks pretty nice in his box. But we want to take him out and see what he actually likes. So there is Onslaught out of the box and in his truck mode. Very nice looking truck mode. Let's get close. He's packaged in truck mode, so that's where we start. So yeah, you get nice silver headlights and the silver grille with that bumper also done in silver. Get black windows and wind wipers molded in there. Also black windows on the side. Not a lot of actual functional detail on the side, just robot beats and transformation. Wheels done in silver. Very nicely done. The front wheels are just pegged in there. The rear wheels are pinned. It's kind of interesting that they chose different methods, but okay. On the back, not much. Hinges on the top. Get a little bit of detail, not too much. Yeah, that's about it for Onslaught. Bottom, you can see, well, that's head, robot chest. You know how everything works. His hands right there. Not really disguised at all, but yeah, what can you do? So yeah. Accessory wise, well, this gets interesting because, well, I don't know if you consider that an accessory or vital part of him, but he does come with his large trailer section, which we'll talk about in a bit. He also gets these 2 little cylinders for the guns, and these attached to this section, which is his turret, done in green with silver tips. And you take the cylinders, and they have a notch right there that lines up with that tab there. So tab them in like so, and there you have your guns all attached, always like. And you want to attach it to the big ass trailer here. Sorry, the big trailer. You slide these sections, these open sections, onto the wheels here, the round parts. Like so. And you can open up the guns and bring it down, tap it in, and then you can fold this down, and there you have his trailer weaponized. And you can tab the trailer via these two tabs right there into these slots on the bed of his truck over here. That one and that one. And there you go. There he is, all tapped in. His trailer mode, sorry about that. And yeah, it's a pretty long trailer. Cue Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves quote here from Bull. If you know that movie, you know the quote. Anyway, the back of the trailer is flat, so you can pull these up like so. You can place Brawl on top, like so, if you really wanted to. And of course, you have a port up here on the gun, so you can add more guns to him. And I have one such gun prepared for this, just for purposes of showing, of demonstrating. See, you can give him other large guns on top. Yeah. I'm guessing this is going to be used for the little, well, not so little, the blaster that comes with Swindle, you know, this little trailer thing that turns into a blaster. You can stick it in there, but you won't want to have it attached to Swindle. For now, he has nothing there, so yeah. And yes, his gun can rotate all around. You can look up if you want to tap this first. Then you can look up all the way back if you really want to. You can't actually tap it down unless you untap the front guns first, and then you can slide it down, and then tap the guns back in, like so. And the gun tips are blast effect compatible. So if you have any blast effects you want to use with them, you can tap them in to the barrels, like so. And there you have the gun blasting it away. And there is Onslaught in his very nice truck mode. And here he is with all of his friends. Except Swindle, because he's not out yet. But there he is with all of them. And they look pretty nice together. I do like them together. And for comparison, here he is with Combiner Wars Onslaught. You can see how they look together. Combiner Wars used slightly lighter teal color. It was slightly longer, although he combined everything into him. So, yeah. Here he is with Legacy Motormaster's cab. And you can see that, yes, Legacy Motormaster is a bit shorter than Onslaught. Quite a bit taller at the cab. with Optimus Prime. And they're about the same length, interestingly enough. Prime is, of course, a little taller. Not entirely sure a person that fits there. I mean, a person that fits there would fit in there, but okay. Scale is always a problem. Here he is with Armada Prime. And yes, Armada Prime is a bit beefier overall. And a bit longer. Just a tiny bit longer. And here he is with Energon. Well, technically Barricade, but he was then repainted on Onslaught, and for all intents and purposes, he is Onslaught. There you go. And yes, he is slightly longer than Energon, but not much. One more comparison. Here he is with Siege Megatron, and yeah, not bad. They work well. Yeah, not bad. One last comparison. Here he is with Starscream, his creator, and yeah, well, the plane is larger than the truck. Yeah. So, transmission, not all that difficult. First thing you want to do, just want to come down here to the sides of the truck. You want to untab them, pull them out to the side, moving them out, move it out, fold them all the way down, rotate the shoulders, down, move down the arms, pull out the fists, and rotate the hand around, same thing on the other side, rotate the shoulder, move it down, rotate the arm, pull out the fist, rotate that around. You want to come down here and move these up. You want to untab the wheels. They're on the panel here that tabs in right there. You want to tab that, like so, and like so. Then you want to come up here and untab these sections. They tab into a tab right there. Tab the other side, and then you can split them and rotate the legs down all the way, like so. Straighten them all out entirely, like so. Then you can come back here to these green panels and rotate them in, like that, and close the leg panel. And you can fold these panels back and open up the heel, like so. There's one leg all done. Same thing on the other side, rotate the panel around till it's straightened. Fold this panel down, fold back the heel, and you can close wheels and tab them in right there, and there are all the legs. Hold on, now fold these panels back down. I'm gonna pull out his head, so I can pull out the whole thing. This will pull out Minister head, but you don't want to do anything with it right now. You want to fold the front of the car, of the truck up like so it can clear these corners and move it back. Then you want to fold the guns here around like so, and you can collapse the whole thing, collapse the head back in. His Onslaught head has a little tab there that tabs onto the back of the Bruticus' head. Tab it in. You can collapse the rear panel down like so, and this panel has a tab slot there that connects to that tab right there, and you just tab it in there. And then you can rotate his head around, and there is Onslaught in his robot mode. And it's a fairly nice robot, all things said and done. Fairly simple robot mode, but nice robot mode. So, let's get into the details here. So we have face, done that same teal, the rest of the body's done with the silver mouthplate and the very orange visor. It's not bad, not a lot of detail there, but it is what it is. Shoulders, not a lot of detail on the shoulders, pretty plain. You do get the Decepticon logo on the chest. There, very nicely done. Slightly raised by the paint. Green for the hip skirts with silver detailing. Black legs. One of that dark teal with the green in the knee pads. Feet, just that dark teal. Get the wheels on the side. More dark teal. I forgot to fold that panel in to the inside of the leg. Yeah. All in all, let's look at the backpack. Is not too big. It's okay for the most part. And yeah, the silver guns up at the top. Yeah. Pretty good. Not bad at all. Accessory wise, well, they're all part of his trailer, so no, he gets nothing, not even a little blaster he could handle, but he can use blasters from anybody else if you want. 5mm port on the in the fist. You need to hold the fist, and he can shoot things with somebody else's guns because he doesn't get any. Yeah. All in all, not bad. There's one more thing you can do with his long trailer, and that is turn it into a battle emplacement or battle platform. So let's do that. The first thing you want to do is split the legs so you can remove sections. This will be Bruticus arms, but for now, it'll serve a different purpose. Turn everything back. I'm going to come down here to these panels and pull them up like so, and you want to move these panels, fold them one notch back like so, like they're in ramp position, because one more, they're flat, you want them in that position. So tap everything back together like so, and you can bring these back down. There they are in ramp mode. And now you want to rotate this whole section down at the legs like so, and then you want to untab these panels from the legs, pull them down. You want to rotate the whole thing up like so, and you want to fold this trailer hitch section down, and that tab will tab into that slot like so. You can rotate the gun forward, and there is the gun emplacement. Oh, then you want to take these sections, these arm sections, and you want to fold, you want to just plug them in, that port, that slot, to that peg and that tab. So, oh, and that slot into that tab right there. Like so. The other one, like so. And there you have the gun emplacement, or battle base thing. And you can, of course, have some of his friends standing there if you want, or just, you know, launch from there. And you can stand Onslaught on the back and have him man the emplacement. He can grab the handles here. Not easily, but he can, because Wrists don't move. You can do that. And that somehow. Like so. And there he can man the battling placement and shoot fools if he wants. Like so. But yeah, that's not the nicest battling placement or the most useful. But again, you want to rotate his fist in just to hide it. Kind of like that. And yeah, that really doesn't do much, does it? But it is a thing you can do. So yeah. There you go. So, for comparisons, here he is with Megatron. They are about the same height, so that works, I think. Here he is with Mortarmaster. And yeah, just about the same height. Not bad. Yeah, Mortarmaster does have wrists. This guy does not have wrists. Come on, guys. He is with Starscream. And that looks about right. Here he is with his Combaticon friends. Blastoff, Vortex, and Brawl. And yeah, I think they look really nice together. That works. All 4 Combaticons we have at the moment. Still waiting for Swindle. Here he is with Optimus Prime. It's the series, and yeah, I think it kind of works okay. Straighten him out a bit. It's a bit taller than Brawl. And here he is with Armada Prime. Legacy Armada. And yeah, he's a bit shorter. So. And for some more topical comparisons, here he is with Combiner Wars Brawl, which has very weak knees now, for some reason. Yeah. See what I mean? Okay, sort of. There you go. And yes, Combiner Wars Brawl is quite a bit taller. Well, not quite a bit taller, just a little bit taller at the head. If he can stand up straight, I'll hold him up. There he is. He's a bit taller at the head, not by much. Yeah. And last but not least, here is with Energon Barricade, aka Onslaught. And yeah, you can see some similarities. Except the head for this guy is completely different. But hey, there he is. So, now on to the main event, the combine mode into Bruticus. So, the first thing you want to do is fold in his hands into his arms, straighten them out, and rotate them back. Keep them a bit open for now, but you want to them back like that. Then you want to untab this section from that tab, so you can pull this back and you can move the head up and out of the way, so you can pull out Bruticus' helmeted head. You want to untab the panel he's on and pull it all the way up. Push the head back into the cavity and then fold everything back to the front. And now you want to rotate his legs out fold in his heels, rotate his feet in, and rotate the little green panels in. Same thing on the other side, rotate them in, fold the heel, fold the foot, and rotate the little green panel in. Look at this point, you want to open the panel just so you can fold in the knees and fold out on this hinge. So it goes all the way in. Then you can fold this up, and this will sit in here like so. And you can bring down the shoulder here, so it's at the correct position. And you want to tab in this tab into the slot on the foot, right there. That slot. Like that. And they have one side tapped in for combine mode. Same thing on the other side. I'm gonna open this up, fold in the leg, rotate the other hinge so it goes all the way in, close it back up, and rotate the whole thing up. Have it into place if this is not correct. Like so, and tab it into the shoulder tab, like so. And there you have Bruticus in torso mode, Onslaught in torso mode. For Bruticus, you want to keep these out. Just want to peg in these pegs, these tabs, onto the rest of the frame here. But yeah, that's the way you want this. Oh, and one last thing, you want to come here to the crest here on Bruticus, and you want to tab it. Move it forward so it looks like that. Usually it's pushed back, but you want it pushed slightly forward, like so. And there you have the torso mode. To transform the trailer into the frame, you want to come back underneath, separate the bed, form the legs. You want to remove the arms and set them aside for a moment. And you want to fold these sections. So I'm going to come back here and open these up. Then you can fold them flat. Close it back. Fold it flat. And then you want to fold it at this hinge to form the foot. And this will become a heel. Now you want to rotate this up, and you want to rotate the thighs back. You want to take this panel, fold it down, rotate the thigh back, take this panel, fold it down. You want to fold down the hip skirts, and you want to rotate the gun all around. You can't see this because it's getting too high. You want to rotate the gun around. You want to open up the guns here, pull it back, pull up the whole turret part, pull it back, open up the side panels here, fold the chest piece, and fold it out. And there you have the trailer as a pair of legs. So now to combine him, you want to take the torso here, and his crotch here will insert itself into this slot. It's really hard to do, so I'm going to do it off camera, and we will be right back in a second. But it does go in there and tab right in. And there he is, all tabbed in place. So now you can bring up the back panel and this port. Make sure this is correctly tabbed in. So look at there. This peg will tab into that port right there, like so. Like so, and then you can tab in the sides here into this tab, into that slot. Shit, sorry about that. so. Same thing on the other side. Oh, you don't want to pull the arm out. That gets down, and it will tab in to that slot. It's very hard, but it does tab in. And then you have Onslaught all connected, and now you just bring on the chest piece. And this tab will slot into the part below the neck. And I believe these two tabs right here will tap into the ports or the slots on Onslaught's chest there. And there you have Onslaught in his combined mode as the Bruticus frame. Now we have to bring in the other guys. I'm gonna raise this up. So now for the limbs, we will be removing his leg because it makes it easier to combine him with Brawl. So we'll put Bruticus off the side for a moment. And to combine him with Brawl, I'm going to take his leg, make sure it's straight, fold down the foot slightly so we have room for this. I'm going to keep these open, and you want to tab these two slots onto those two tabs. Then you'll push it up, and that tab right there will tab in to that slot in there. We tab it in, then we want to fold it in, tab, and for these two tabs up here, we'll tab in to the slots on the turret over here. And these two tabs inside will tab into the two slots on his chest. So we want to tab this in here, and we want to fold everything up. Get everything tabbed in. Push in the turret onto those tabs so everything's secure, and then we can tab that slot on the arm onto that tab on the side. Right there. Like so. Same thing on the other side. And there you have the Brawl leg. Hold on. Now we can bring him back and install it. And there it is. There. There you have the leg. Come on, now for the arms. Theoretically, the way this works is you want to rotate the fist facing the correct way, and you want to install the, we want to move this out and rotate the shoulder piece back out. And then you want to install Blastoff on this side and Vortex on the other. And you should be able to separate the arm and extend it, but it's super tight on mine, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take Brawl. Take Blastoff, sorry, not Brawl, Blastoff. I'm going to split him in half before I do the rest. There he is, split in half. You want to take the arm, you want to extend it like so, untap it, extend it, it's very tight, extend those hinges down, extend those hinges down, and you can now attach the front part of Blastoff into those pegs right there, and all these little tabs all over, like so, and then install the bottom part of Blastoff with the thrusters facing his fist on these ports. I mean, those pegs there go into these ports, and those tabs go into those slots right there. And the little landing gear nodes here will sit in those little areas for them. You can tap everything in, and there is an arm for Bruticus. You can fold in the tires here, and there his arm, and you can come in up here. Let me, it's up, and slot this slot into his foot. Like so. So it clicks into place. And you do the same thing for Vortex. Sorry, put this down. You want to extend the arm all the way down and extend it. Fold in the tires, rotate the fist, and now you can come over here to Vortex and split him in half. And you can install the front part of the helicopter onto these tabs at the top. No, actually at the bottom, sorry. The bottom part of the helicopter goes at the bottom. Pegs and ports, sorry. And the top part of the helicopter, slots and tabs. Like so, and there you have the other arm. You can rotate the shoulder piece. And now you can come and slide this on. And there is Bruticus. Almost completely combined. Again, let's go up high to see him. Can zoom out a little to see him as much as we can. There you are. There is Bruticus in his combined form, and we're just missing Swindle. So yeah, pretty nice. So yeah, he's very, very heavy. Well, let's get into his face here. Wow. And kind of hard. But there's his Bruticus face. Nice red eyes. Gray face plate. The entire head is gray. You get a nice Blastoff chest piece with the Decepticon logo. You get the green arms with the brown shuttle and the gray helicopter. Silver for the crotch, and the blue and slightly green legs. Yeah, very nice. Oh, forgot to do one thing on the back that I didn't do is you can bring these down. This trailer hitch down and tab it into the same tab there. There you go. Because the waist piece is above that. So yeah. Anyway, with that segue, we can go into articulation, and the head can rotate all the way around. It can slightly look up, slightly look down. You can untab it slightly from the bottom to look higher up, or slightly down, but not much. And they're just a little bit off side to side. Oh, you want to rotate these up to keep the guns up very high. Oh, yeah, he keeps getting taller, which is kind of annoying. Anyway, that's it for the head. Rotate the arms around, bring them up pretty high. You get a bicep swivel just above the elbow, and a 90-degree elbow, and you do get a wrist. The waist, as I mentioned. You can move the cannon forward. You can kick up and move the little skirt. Can kick forward, not too high, but he can. Big boot. You can kick back if you don't totally remove his leg. But you can kick back like so. You can kick all the way out. Just get thigh swivel. Gets a knee, very ratcheted. He technically has an ankle in the middle of the foot like that. So yeah, he can totally do that. And yeah, it's right up there. Yeah. So now you know why that major hinge was on Brawl. It's kind of a high ankle, but it is there. Yeah, he's pretty high, pretty tall. And for the last thing we can do with this guy in combined mode is, well, you can give him Shockwave as a shoulder cannon. What you want to do with Shockwave is on tab his handle here, push it back, and it'll and these ports will tab in to those pegs by his heels. So you can go like so, and tab it in like that. And you want to take this tab right here under his chest and slot it into that slot on his shoulder. And then this rear tab will slot in to that slot right above this tab. Not the tab, but the slot above it. So, what you want to do is come to the side here and tab this on his shoulder. I'm trying to move Blastoff for now. You can tab it in to the shoulder and then tab that onto his rear, and there he has the shoulder cannon, and you can tab Blastoff back in, and there he goes. There he has the shoulder cannon for Shockwave instead of the gun, because he did hold Shockwave as a gun in that one episode. But since we don't have a correctly sized Shockwave, I mean, I think the old core class can do that, but I'm not sure the pig will fit. But yeah, you can do that and give him a big ass shoulder cannon. Sorry. And yeah, he's so tall, my lights don't actually get onto him, but yeah. Super tall. So now we can move on to comparisons. Yeah, he's huge. For comparison, in full combined mode, minus Swindle, here he is with Combined Wars Bruticus, and yes, he's quite a bit taller, bulkier, heavier, less rickety. Yes, yeah, this guy's definitely improvement over Combined Wars. Here he is with Armada Prime, and yeah, he's a bit shorter. Yeah, this guy's pretty large. And here he is with Menasor, and he's also taller than Menasor, somehow. Yeah, he's a bit taller than Menasor, and heavier and bulkier than Menasor. Yeesh. And yeah, I still don't have a breakdown, sorry. And last, but definitely not least, here he is with Starscream, Megatron, and Optimus Prime. And yeah, he's quite a bit taller than all three, as he should be. And overall, there he is in my mode. And yeah, he does make an imposing guy. He's really, really, really tall. Really bulky, really heavy. But I do like him. Can't wait until we get Swindle. This one's, yeah, despite the lack of wrists for Onslaught, he's a really cool figure. They combine really well. I like the Shockwave shoulder cannon option. Yeah, that's really nice. But yeah, he's missing Swindle and something to hold in his hand, which he doesn't have. But there you go. That is it for this review. It was quite an ordeal to film, but I hope you liked it. Like, comment, subscribe below if you liked it. Comment what do you think about this guy. Did you get him? Do you want to get him? Do you want to get him? There'll be a link in the description and pinned comment below for Amazon affiliated, so that will help us a lot if you want to go get him. There will be a link there for you, and we appreciate it. And yeah, all in all, yeah, pretty nice, pretty beefy. And I want Swindle. Where's Swindle, Hasbro? Anyway, again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.